Griffey Jr. in the batting cage, getting ready to take on the Yankees, and you can see the game at the top of the hour from the Kingdome. And Jr., of course, out the top is 49 ding-dongs of last season. Much more on that game is coming up. How about this game? The first home run of the season, Carlos Delgado of the Jays off Jamie Navarro of the White Sox and off the Windows Restaurant. So Delgado rings in 97 the same way he did the 94 campaign. What a shock. Home runs, highlight opening day 97. Welcome again to baseball tonight with Peter Gammons. I'm Carl Ravitch. The Jays facing the White Sox in the tag team combination of Albert Bell and Frank Thomas. Peter, you look at the numbers during the spring. These two basically didn't do much of anything. One home run between them. Thomas got that just a couple days ago. Wasn't even in Florida or Arizona. The RBIs down big time compared to last spring when Bell had 17 and the Big Hurt at 18. But be advised, those spring numbers mean nothing. Albert and Frank, and facing the Cy Young winner from last year, Pat Henkin. Harry Bevington excited to see his team get it going, and Frank Thomas down the line, and Orlando Merced. New league, new team, new ballpark. No error on the play. A single for Thomas, first and second for Albert Bell, and AB on an 0-1 curveball.
That is a great piece of hitting, a really tough pitch. We're going to see later what he does when he gets the fastball in the inner part of the plate.
He gets the first RBI of 97. Tony Phillips scored. He had 3 hits. Oh, my! There's that bomb by Delgado. Again, off the restaurant in center field. The second time in his young career he's done that. Delgado again. Jammed, and this time the bloop falls in between Bell and Guillen. It scores Merced. 3-2 Jays after 3. Delgado 3 for 4. Look at Alex Gonzalez.
I think he's going to be off for a 25 home run year. He has such a quick bat inside. Showed it there.
4-2 Jays after 4. Top of the 8th. White Sox are down 5-2. Not anymore as Albert comes up and crushes a 2-run shot. Henkins really his only mistake of the game. Albert's first of the year. It's 5-4. Top of the 9th, 5-4. Mike Timlin into close. Norberto Martinez got 4 homers in 4 years. Where's that power come from?
That's an absolute killer for Mike Timlin, for whom this was supposed to be the start of a big year.
Tied at 5, Tony Phillips to center. Look at him hustling in the second. He comes in and he is safe with a double. Phillips is on second. There are 2 down, and Timlin against the Big Hurt. Uh-oh, he walked him. Frank's only walk of the game. Up comes Bell. 0-1, and he got him to pop up. Gonzalez in short says it's all mine. It is, and we go to extra innings. Top of the 10th, Ray Durham running from first on the pitch. Pena off of Gonzalez's glove.
There's one criticism of Alex Gonzalez defensively. He gets very sloppy with his glove. And Ray Durham, which is one of the most aggressive players in the league, takes advantage of it, scores from first, wins the game.
In Chicago, from 5-2 to 6-5, they win in 10,000 shy of a sellout at Skydome. Tough to figure when you think the White Sox are there, and so is the Cy Young winner from last year. 3, 4, 5 of the Sox order, all with 2 hits. Henkin went 8, 68 of his 104 pitches were strikes. But after the game, it was Albert.
It's always great to start off on top. You know, that way everybody's chasing you. You don't want to start off on the bottom, be looking up and worrying about what everyone else is doing. When you start off on top, you have a tendency to dictate, you know, what goes on and have everybody chasing you.
A tremendous start for Albert, but ultimately, you look at this game, the starters settled down. It really came down to the bullpen, didn't it?
Well, it really did, and here's where the White Sox have to get some help in the middle. They got 4 great innings out of Levine, Castillo, and then Hernandez, and for the Blue Jays, just the opposite as we saw. Tillman would be maybe the one chink in that armor on that pitching staff. People wonder about whether he is really a closer, comes in and gives up the home run to Martin.
I think, though, for Jamie Navarro and the rest of the White Sox starters, we see a trend here. Keep the runs down, and we're going to have the offense that can score for us. Well, after failing to cut a deal to play for the Yankees, Hideki Irabu flew back to Japan. Well, now his Japanese team doesn't want him either. The Chiba Lotte Marines say unless Irabu signs a release saying he'll never attempt to play for a major league team in North America and offers an apology, he won't be taken back. Irabu's lawyers, as well as lawyers from the Major League Players Association, claim the pitcher should be a free agent. Irabu is actually back in Los Angeles now, claiming it was too cold in Japan to work out and that he and his wife could get no privacy. The Padres are out to defend their NL West title. They're taking on the Mets, and early on, Chris Gomez going deep to left. The Padres down 4-1. The next batter, Ricky Henderson. Pete Harnish had been masterful until the 6th. Ricky, he knows it's gone. The next batter, the power hitting Kilvio Veras. No! Oh, look out. Fastball up in the zone, and Kilvio. It's 4-3, and Bobby V. Not happy. Same inning, Harnish's history. Tied at 4, they're loaded. And Toby Borland walks in Gomez. 5-4. They're still loaded. Barry Manuel. Oh. Hits Ricky Henderson, 6-4. It's 7-4, and Tony Gwynn does what Tony Gwynn does. He singles to left, 2 score, 9-4 Padres. They scored 11 in the 6th inning. And right now it's 11-4. They're into the top of the 8th, and Harnish was so good for 5. And then he melted down. By the way, Todd Hundley 1 for 2, a home run and 2 RBIs for the New York Mets. Tommy Lasorda is in civvies. Brett Butler is in uni. Butler did Kane his first at bat. Todd Hollinsworth, mid-season form. Watch the play on Mickey Morandini. Got it. Top of the 5th, 1-0 Phillies. Scott Rowland, the rookie, singles sharply off Ramon Martinez. Greg Jeffries scores, 2-0 Phils. Kurt Schilling was solid.
Absolutely. Moved the ball in and out, moves all 4 quadrants of the plate. I mean, he may have that contract business still up in the air, but I don't think it's going to affect him one bit.
Take a look at the numbers for Schilling. He K'd 11 in this one, 2 hits, no runs, obviously none earned. Ricky Bottalico comes in, gets the save in 1 inning. He didn't allow a hit. He did nothing wrong. He also had 1 K. Still ahead of us, the Marlins threw a lot of fish at a lot of people, and moisture started paying dividends right away. We'll check Florida's game with the Cubs and the Rockies. Are they ready to turn things around on the road?
There are hundreds of lawnmowers to choose from, with a broad range of quality features designed to meet your needs. But the ones that have the edge to do the job right have one feature in common: a powerful, high-performance Briggs & Stratton engine. Make sure your lawnmower is powered by Briggs & Stratton, the power in power equipment.
The $5 bill, so many nicknames, the fiver, the 5-spot, $5. And now, Red Roof Inn's own version. Bobby?
The Red Roof Inn. Play on words. That's $5 in cash that you'll get every night you stay at Red Roof Inns when you check in with this coupon.
To check out improvements going on now nationwide, get your $5 cashback coupon in Tuesdays and Thursdays USA Today.
I thank you, and he thanks you.
When Cooper Tire asked me to be their spokesman, I wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I took a tour of one of their factories. I found out that Cooper's been around since 1914, a time of grassroots values that still drive the company today. Hard-working folks dedicated to their craft. My kind of people, always striving to be the best. What better match? Cooper Tire. Drive on.
Master is velocity, measure of the flow, compression of the pad, absorb the nasty flow. Geometric matrix, chamber full of air, control cushioning, get Herman Silver deer. QA, lateral stability, QA, return the energy. The technology to a performance, man, is a serious thing. QA, lateral stability, QA, return the energy again, QA.
Back on baseball tonight, take a look at those new-look Marlins. And I think Jim Lewin's actually asking Wayne for some more money. No, nice. Thanks, Wayne, for what you've done. Moises Salute, thank you. Off Terry Mulholland, and it's 1-0 Florida. We've already seen Kurt Schilling. Take a look at Kevin Brown, Peter.
Well, you're talking about maybe the best fastball in terms of stuff in baseball, the movement. See that run out of the strike zone? There, it's just running. There's no chance against him. Here, moves down and in underneath his hands, and he just throws it right down the middle. Goodbye. And watch this pitch. Sidearm. I mean, you cannot hit that.
That's the new third baseman and also the new left fielder, Brant Brown and Kevin Ory. Terry Mulholland gets by Scott Service, and Castillo moves on to second. Next pitch, Edgar Renteria. Leland ball, lays one down, and Kevin Ory,
Well, it's a rookie mistake. I mean, he's gambling on that bunt. He forgets that Louis Castillo, maybe next to Deion Sanders, the fastest player in the National League, kills him.
Ryan Sandberg had a rough day. After this error, he later came up to the plate, hit a foul ball that caught him in the cheek. He had to leave. One of 2 errors on the day. Kevin Ory was solid, though, in the field. The diving stab on CJ's grounder, he gets to force. Top of the 5th, Ory at the plate, deep in the hole, and it was the only Cubs hit off Kevin Brown. The only hit he gave up, he was completely unfazed. Mark Grace sits. Brown then drops down, and Sammy Sosa sits down. Kevin Brown, 7 innings of one-hit ball, and the Marlins win it 4-2, so he is back exactly where he left off. Moises, the one hit we showed you, the home run. Look at the attendance in Florida. Happy to see baseball and winning baseball. 41,412. So the Jim Leyland era starts off on a winning note. You know, opening day 1997 marks the one-year anniversary of the passing of umpire John McSherry. Today in Cincinnati, the Reds dedicated the umpire's dressing room to his memory. A plaque was made in his honor. This is what the plaque looked like. And again, the dressing room for the umpires will forever be named after John McSherry. Bottom of the first of this game. Rockies in town. Kevin Ritz on the mound, and Ritz gets rocked by Willie Green.
How quick is that bat? You know, every player on that team will tell you this guy's going to hit 30, 35 home runs.
Reds are up 2-0. Top of the fourth, Mr. MVP almost last year. Ellis Burks starts off his campaign with a shot, and the Rockies cut the lead to 4-3. Bottom of the sixth, 5-4, and Dion goes to left field. Eddie Taubensee scores. The Reds are up 6-4.
One you think, this new turf really bounces, which again gives them a tremendous advantage in their speed. Defenses have to play back, as we saw with a single. Then it gives Dion the chance to start running. The Reds are the best turf team in the National League, and a very dominant team at home. Dion steals third, ball gets away, creates the run. They're going to be very tough to beat at home if they can stay healthy.
Maybe the word for the Reds this season, creates. They create runs. 11 runs, ties a record for opening day, and typical Rockies road game. Ritz gets knocked around like a piñata. Rockies hit a couple of home runs, make it close, but ultimately lose big. Larkin and Dion each stole 2 bases in this game. Well, pretty good little rivalry. Yanks and Mariners, highlighted 2 years ago by that wild playoff series, and supported by the fact that the Yankees just don't win very much at the Kingdome. They get a little break on opening day. No Randy Johnson. Chris Berman and Joe Morgan will call the game. Boomer?
Thanks. The air of anticipation hanging here in the Kingdome, the defending champion Yankees against the would-be champion Seattle Mariners. We asked both managers, opening night, a little different, isn't it?
Well, the games count now. Spring training was great. We had great weather. But what excites me now is it's going out to defend the crown. I mean, we know we're good. I mean, we're not saying we're going to win this thing.
I saw Mr. Steinbrenner a few times this winter, and I was very happy for George and for the Yankee organization. Now, do I enjoy beating the Yankees as a manager? You're damn right I did.
And our opening night is Hall of Famer Joe Morgan. And Joe, we heard Lou Piniella talk about it. Really, the last 2.5 years, this Yankees-Mariners rivalry is one of the hottest in all of baseball. A lot of expectations about the Mariners. A lot of it circles around Randy Johnson, but there's more pitching now than just him.
Well, last year when Randy Johnson went down, they didn't know who their number 2 starter was. This year, they've got 4 good starters. They've got Jeff Osoro, who's going tonight. They've got Jamie Moyer. They've got Scott Sanders. And then they have Dennis Martinez. So if anything happens to Randy Johnson, if he's not able to go all year this year, they will be in good shape.
They're deeper, but maybe not as deep as the New York Yankees. They tip it off in just a little while. Take it back to the studio.
All right, fellas, thank you. We'll see you in about 14 minutes. And you talk about the Yankee staff, Peter. Last year, the recipe was simple. Get it to Rivera, get it to Wetland. A little different maybe this year.
But they don't need Rivera as much because their 5 starters are going to give them a lot more innings in the middle, so the middle relief isn't going to be as important, just as the contrast of that Mariners staff with the innings are going to make it a lot easier for Charlton and Ayala.
And the fact is, you talk about that Yankee bullpen. Graham Lloyd has been absolutely outstanding. So has the rest of them. Jeff Nelson, if he's healthy, he's got that wicked pitch and nobody can hit.
No, and they can be used in very short-term situations, and they don't have to go 2 or 3 innings apiece. That's what's really important. But those 5 starters, plus Mendoza down in the minor league, should give them enough so they can go close to 7 innings to start.
Okay, we'll see what happens again that game at 8 o'clock. Still to come on baseball tonight, opening day in Montreal. Jim Bollinger gets the call against Ron Gant and the Cards in a game that was ultimately decided not by Bollinger, but by a pitcher.
For years.
Nowhere will you find a more beautiful, delicious presentation of Greek country cooking than at Greektown's famous Pegasus restaurant. Traditional Greek cuisine has flavor and romance like none other, and it's as healthy as it is delectable. With nutritious dishes ingeniously made from simple vegetables, grains, and cheeses, and rich in olive oil, the ancient Greeks were 2,000 years ahead of their time in eating smart. Discover the legend of good taste at Pegasus, the food of the gods.
Come see the best high school talent from across the country at the 5th Annual Adidas Magic Raw Classic.
Oh, yes! The game dunk.
Step up! April 6th, 2 p.m. at the Palace. It's high school basketball's best, including local standouts Charlie Bella Flint, Lorenzo Guess of Wayne Memorial, plus many more from across the country. Tickets on sale now at the Palace box office and all ticket bastards. It's East versus West in the best high school basketball showcase in the nation. Adidas Magic's Raw Classic, April 6th at the Palace.
Back on baseball tonight, Red Sox fans so concerned that their worst fears might be realized this year, they took matters into their own hands. They tried to bury Fenway Park. Actually, the city of Boston belted by its third biggest snowfall on record. The governor declared a state of emergency. Red Sox fans expect that to be lifted sometime in late September. Bada boom. Boston opens up its season tomorrow in Anaheim. Happy to see that snow in San Francisco. JT back in the starting lineup. Jose Vizcaíno's throw in the dirt, and look at Snow go down and get it.
They found out right away how many errors this guy's going to save. Changes it for Kent, Vizcaíno, and Miller.
The winds caused many problems. Jose Guillen's fly ball is misjudged and ultimately dropped by Glenn Allen Hill in right. San Francisco will do that to you. Pirates up 2-1. Kevin Elster to right center. Well, the Rangers missed that bat. Off Tavares. Al Martin, Mark Johnson score 4-2 Bucks. Wait a minute. The Pirates go on and win by a final score of 5-2. John Lieber, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, and played well. Kevin Elster, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs, and a double. Well, as young as the cost-cutting Expos are, they didn't have one rookie on the field for opening day. As old as the Cardinals are, they needed no stretchers, no crutches, no oxygen to get them through Game 1. Let's see how they feel in the morning. 33,000 plus, 4th smallest opening day crowd in Montreal. And they're watching Jim Bollinger pitch, and they're watching Delano DeShields. You like what he's done this spring.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a great start for him going back to Montreal where he was happy as opposed to LA where he was not.
He ends up on third with a triple. 2 batters later, Willie McGee's at the plate. Todd Stottlemyre. This one gets by, and DeShields would score on the pass ball. Game tied at 1. Expos relief pitchers then get the job done.
Oh, absolutely. This has been a big concern for them. Omar Dahl comes in, gets John Mabry. And then a guy that they were worried about with his arm has really come at the end of spring training. Urbina strikes out Ron Gant, and then look at this, John Mabry just bashes his hands with that fastball.
Shattering the bat. Bottom of the 9th, a close one, tied at 1. Tony La Russa talks to Tony Fossis. The bases are loaded. There's nobody out. There's your potential game-winning run. Stankiewicz to third, Gaetti home, and Lampkin tags out Rondell White. Next batter, Sherman Obando. And this is the sequence. The first pitch, outside. 1-0, outside again.
Well, Tony Fossis just loses control a little bit, gets the backdoor breaking ball, gets another fastball in the outside corner. But you know, on the first backdoor breaking ball and the last pitch you'll see, you wonder a little bit, Lampkin didn't take that ball out of the strike zone a little bit.
Close on a 3-2 pitch, and Henry Rodriguez walks home. Tony La Russa a little disappointed as the Expos win by a final score of 2-1. Stottlemyre a run and 4 hits in 7. DeShields had a couple of hits. Good job shutting down Brian Jordan and Ron Gant. They go 0 for 6. Rondell White, Mark Russellanic each steal a base. One of the things that we have seen this spring, a rash of injuries, and not only to minor players, but to some major guys. Take a look at the all-star team that we've come up with of guys who couldn't go on opening day, starting with the guys who play the field.
Well, I mean, you take Robert Ventura, obviously, is a huge loss. Juan Gonzalez is expected back pretty soon. Guerrero's a big loss. But, you know, you wonder a little bit about all this. As we go through this team and then see the pitchers, you wonder a little bit if all the winter work and the intensity going into spring training maybe doesn't overtrain these guys a little bit. I mean, Andy Bennis is obviously a huge loss. I don't know about Mike Mussina.
Rick Aguilera heading for the bullpen.
I mean, Jeff Brantley is supposed to be back after this first series, and Bill Swift is supposed to be back. But still, you'd love to see them start the season healthy.
All right, and Mike Mussina says it's only minor. He thinks he's probably going to be back, probably by the 7th, perhaps, to pitch against the Royals. Still ahead of us here, Phil Garner preached basics to his Brewers. No more mistakes. They didn't commit an error against the Rangers, but you just wonder sometimes, are the basics enough?
Diamond earrings, son? I can't believe it. Silver earrings, son? I can't believe it.
Both these yours?
A spatula.
Yep, like accessories. Now at Pep Boys, get truck tailgate protectors, rubber queen bed mats, and bug collectors at $29.99. Pep Boys, everything but gas.
Feast your eyes on another amazing product from Honda, the Honda Harmony More. Featuring Honda's legendary easy-starting engine, the Harmony More is quiet, reliable, and easy to use. It has a rust-free xenoid deck that can last for years. Its patented twin-blade mulching process makes mowing a breeze. Another innovation from Honda. The Harmony More is now well within your reach. Save up to $80 and get special financing on selected Harmony models during Honda Super Sale. Call this number for a free brochure and the location of a Honda Power Equipment dealer nearest you.
The seniors roll into Scottsdale to take on Desert Mountain in the first major of the season. Jack looks to defend his title against the best of the Senior PGA Tour. The Tradition presented by Countrywide. First round coverage Thursday at 4 on ESPN.
Just about 6 minutes away from the Mariners and the Yanks, and they love their M's in the Pacific Northwest.
Batting second, shortstop, number 3, Alex Rodriguez. Batting third, center fielder, number 24, Ken Griffey.
Party in Seattle continues shortly. Meantime, the team they were battling last year, the Texas Rangers. Gonzalez is out. Will Clark, broken finger. Clark's replacement is Lee Stevens. Get out of here off Ben McDonald, a 3-run shot. 3-0 Rangers. Top of the second, 2 on, 2 down. And Ken Hill, Mike Matheny. Oh, that is a nasty curve. Still 3-0 Texas. 4-2, top of the 5th, Jose Valentin. Tying run, leading off first, Rodriguez.
Look at the quick feet. I mean, the thing that makes Pudge Rodriguez are the feet. Look at this pitch in the dirt, the recovery. He keeps it in front of him, but he's so quick. Gets to the ball, is able to make the throw. And you notice his throws carry right through. There's no angle at all running.
It's almost as if he kept his eyes on second base as opposed to the ball he was picking up. Top of the 9th, Wetland on. Welcome to John Wetland, Johnny Oates. Bases are loaded with 2 down. He always makes it interesting. Benji Gill, I got to get out of the way. Nifty catch, and the Rangers win at 6-2, but oh, Wetland, 30 pitches to finish the 9th inning. Middle of the Brewers order, Nielsen, Jaha, Valentin, and Jerry Williams go 1 for 15. There were 45,098 in Texas. It was a sellout. Well, for the second year in a row, the O's canceled their home opener against the Royals. High winds, cold temperatures. They didn't get belted with all that snow. Jimmy Key will start on Wednesday. Mike Mussina, swollen elbow, hopes to be back. And again, 8th year, he'll go for the Royals. Moments away from the back end of the triple-header here on opening day on ESPN. Many thought this guy was the MVP, not only of the Yanks, but of the league. Bernie's back.
Jenny, would you do me the honor? No. Jen, babe, you, me, prom. Yeah. Hi, hello, how you doing? Nope.
Kelly Springfield tires are designed to go a long way.
No. Jenny, would you go to the prom with me?
And we've got the warranties to prove it, so go.
Jenny, will you go to the prom with me? Oh. And can I use your phone? My car's out of gas.
Kelly Springfield, get every mile you can out of life.
Yeah, baby. I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like that. I got soul. I got soul. I like it like that. Yo aquí te quiero. I like it like that. Baby. I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like that.
AT&T is trying to make things simple.
What about all these other long-distance offers?
Well,
one says put stickers on the phone.
Another says pay a dime sometimes.
AT&T can make it simple.
One says you save up to 52%, but compared to what?
Yeah, just call AT&T.
And what happens?
They'll show you how you won't save big over what AT&T's already got.
Really?
Sounds simple.
Yes.
That's exactly what he's saying.
What, now you're on his side?
It's not about sides,
Don't
Donald.
start with me.
I believe they had problems before this.
Simple, competitive prices for home or business.
ESPN News is great because I get all these breaking stories from people like Peter Gammons. And with ESPN Net Sports Zone, I can find out more about a story I just heard on ESPN News. Or go into Peter Gammon's chat room. Share my thoughts with Peter. Find out why he won't return my calls. Or just be with him. You know what I don't like? His wife. She's not very friendly.
David Cohn is back. He's healthy. It's his job to handle the tremendous offensive lineup of the Mariners. And Jeff Becerra is in a new league, hoping not to give up any long balls. Speaking of long balls, look at Albert Bell right at the top of the list. Gone. He hit the first RBI of 1997. Carlos Delgado, actually, the first home run of 1997. And the second time he's knocked one off the window. The restaurant in center field. Ellis Burke starting off where he left off with a home run. Moises Alou making Wayne Huizenga look pretty good. He hits one for the Marlins. And the Padres went back to back to back. They scored 11 runs in the 6th inning. The Padres now over the Mets, 12-5 now into the bottom of the 8th inning. San Diego getting 3 hits out of Tony Gwynn, so he says he is good as well. But one thing I looked at, everybody said the Phillies are going to be horrible this year, and the Pirates look impressive today.
Well, I mean, they got good pitching from John Lieber, but Jim Leland told Gene Lamont, take that job, because the pitching with Lieber and Jason Schmidt isn't going to be that bad. Eriks is going to be a pretty good closer, and you've got a lot of young talent coming along. Who knows? They're going to be better than the Tigers, who, of course, didn't have a starting pitcher win a game in September last year.
And Kevin Brown has to be absolutely thrilled with his performance today. Jim Leland, things in Florida are a little different for him than they were in Pittsburgh, so they are off to a great start as well. Yankees and Mariners are coming up next. We'll see you again after SportsCenter, which follows the game. We'll be here at midnight Eastern. So long, everybody.